What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Unedited Video Gamer, and I just wanted to come on really quickly and talk about the whole Nintendo and E3 situation. And I know that there are people on either side of the spectrum. Some people are really furious about the situation, thinking that it's really not a good move, it's not a good look for Nintendo. But then you have some other people that saying, well, maybe this could be a good thing. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve that nobody has thought about. And to me, to be honest with you, I'm a lot more indifferent than a lot of people have been about the topic. And to me, this could either be a good thing or it could be really bad. Now, I know that last year, Nintendo had a lot to talk about. So they had their Nintendo Direct, pre-E3 Nintendo Direct, and then they had the actual E3 press conference where they talked a little bit more about the Wii U and things like that. And obviously, Nintendo Directs are more geared toward Nintendo fans, the people who check for Nintendo, the people who are trying to see what Nintendo was doing next. Those are the people who generally watch the Nintendo Directs. And usually E3 is more of a global scale. It's a lot bigger. So more people than just Nintendo fans are going to be watching, would be watching Nintendo if Nintendo had decided that they wanted to do a lavish conference like they've done in the past. And in that aspect, I understand why a lot of people are upset, because E3 is basically a big commercial for any game publisher, maker, etc., who wants to put their games out to the public, and that all of the media is there, and it's just a big blown up thing, and it's free press, and it's a really good way to get your stuff out there. And according to Nintendo, or the things that people have been saying that Nintendo has said about E3, they're saying that they want to do smaller conferences. Now, I like Nintendo Direct, but of course, you guys know that I'm a really big Nintendo fan, so it makes sense that I like the Nintendo Directs, because I'm checking for Nintendo, so I'm actively going to look for Nintendo news. Now, for those people who are not checking for Nintendo, who probably would not ordinarily go and watch a Nintendo Direct via their own devices, I just want to know, what in the world does Nintendo have up their sleeve that could broadcast this, whatever it is that they're planning on doing, to a wide audience? And to be honest, I'm leaving this video really open-ended. It's kind of more just to kind of get up my brief thoughts. I really don't know either way. This could either be a really good thing or a really bad thing. At first glance, it's really bad, because E3 is pretty much tradition. It's what's to be expected when you are into games and you are a part of the gaming community. You always expect, what is this company gonna do at E3. And, I understand that Nintendo's going to be there. They might not have very much of a stage presence, but Nintendo and their games will be at E3. So, the games will get some publicity in that respect via the media. But I feel like if Nintendo is doing the smaller conferences to avoid the hubbub of E3, to cut out the middleman, it could either bite them in the bottom, because even though they're cutting out the middleman, Nintendo is probably not going to go out of their way to make sure that this conference is aired to a global audience. Let's take Sony's conference, for example, the one that they had in February. They had that conference in a big area. They invited a ton of people. So whenever Sony revealed all that they had to reveal, everybody and their mama knew about it, because they turned it into a big thing. It was essentially a mini E3 conference. When I didn't even want to say a mini, it was like an E3 conference. If Nintendo does something on that scale, where they invite a lot of media in that respect, they might be okay. But when you use language like smaller conferences, it kind of makes me think about Nintendo Directs, like how they've been doing, directly from their own headquarters. So I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this. I don't want to jump the gun and speculate on things that we do not yet know the full details about. And a lot of the time, Nintendo gets misquoted, or they quote things in a weird way so that nobody knows exactly what it is that they're talking about until it happens. Like, for example, with the Wii U is a prime example of Nintendo using weird coded language and nobody knows exactly what they're talking about until it actually happens. Like, I remember before the Wii U came out, when they were I think it may have been pre E3, right before E3, they didn't really talk about the Miiverse a whole lot, because they explained that you really cannot explain the Miiverse until you check it out. So it was one of those kind of things that you have to see it firsthand to understand what it is. And I don't understand why Nintendo was taking this approach instead of coming out directly and saying what exactly they're trying to say, but it's a little annoying. But like I said, I'm going to reserve my thoughts until further notice. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Please feel free to chime in. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me which ways could it be good, which ways could it be bad. What did you think about when you first heard the news? So that's all I'm going to say. I'm getting ready to head out, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.